Hello and welcome back to another Reddit reaction. Today we're looking at r/MaliciousCompliance. Let's get into it. So the title says Business Casual, yes ma'am. I'm a male who recently moved from working inpatient to an outpatient clinic. For context, I've always worn scrubs or joggers with athletic shirts. Loose, comfortable, and perfect for the job. Easy to clean, and not one ever commented. During my interview, shame on me, I didn't clarify attire, considering the position is in the same organization and my job title remains the same. I figured the clothing would remain the same. That being said, when I started at the clinic, I kept the same wardrobe. 2 weeks in, my manager told me I needed to follow the business casual dress code because the clinic is patient facing and requires a more professional appearance. She specifically said my gym clothes weren't appropriate. I politely reminded her of my hands-on clinical role, injections, wound care, patient care, which seemed to contradict wearing dress clothes. She obviously did not see it my way. I hate business casual. I used to work in finance, and I would be damned if I ever succumbed to the corporate life again. Alas. Okay, so let me get this straight. OP is working in an outpatient clinic, and wait, I don't get why scrubs or joggers would be inappropriate though. Cuz it's still a clinic, right? Okay, let's keep going. That day, I went out and bought standard chinos and button-ups. I even sized up on the pants because I'm not stupid. I know chinos fit differently. However, I'm a bigger guy. I lift regularly, I run, and baggy athletic pants or scrubs do a lot when it comes to hiding your physique. Chinos, even sized up, do not. My assets, front and back, were on full display. Okay, I need to see what chinos look like. Hold on. So I guess this is what they look like. Okay, yeah. Yeah, those are kind of like, they're skinny. Kind of like skinny jeans, but not really. They're dress pants. Okay, I can see why OP decided to size up. Because, yeah, if you have muscular legs, it's definitely going to show. And if you have a bubble butt, it's definitely going to show. Okay, back to the story. Day 1, I got a double take from the front desk staff. Day 2, a coworker made a comment about my pants working overtime. Well, that's not nice. By day 3, I'd heard at least 4 different remarks, some joking, some just awkward observations. It wasn't harassment, in my opinion, but it was definitely noticeable that my clothing had become a topic of conversation. My supervisor stayed professional, but I could tell she was well aware of the comments. A week in, she approached me and said the clinic was revisiting the dress code for clinical roles and asked if I'd prefer to go back to scrubs for comfort and practicality. I smiled and said I was just following the business casual policy she'd asked me to follow, but sure, I'd be happy to switch back if that's what she wanted. That end of day, an email went out stating scrubs were now approved for all clinical staff. I'm back in my joggers, problem solved. That's a win for OP right there. And I think so OP could have gotten other dress pants that weren't so form-fitting, but OP knew what he was doing. He decided to get chinos because he knew it was going to show off his assets and he knew it would make his supervisor uncomfortable, and it worked, so can't knock him. Good job, OP. You win. Let's look at the comments. So this one says, gotta say, every pair of chinos I have ever seen were loose fit and displayed nothing, unless, despite your claims, you deliberately undersize the fit. I don't buy it. No. This person obviously has a flat butt and doesn't have muscular legs. Because I can definitely see guys who are more fit in their physique. I can definitely see why they would have to size up. This person said, my husband has a big butt from lifting/running/genetics. And it does make the front of his dress pants look tight in the front because all the fabric gets pulled back. It highlights his bulge and makes it look huge. Thank you. I've seen that happen to guys. It's not huge, which I'm grateful for, just a normal size, but you wouldn't know it from the pants. That being said, I am still skeptical about the story because it seems weird for a clinic to not allow scrubs and then change all their rules because one guy was too hot. Yes and no. I mean, I've worked in outpatient before, and really, there was no dress code. And I think it would have looked more professional if I think when people walk into a clinic, whether it's inpatient or outpatient, if you're in scrubs, they're more likely to respect you, in my honest opinion. This person said, to be fair, sometimes it does happen. I lost a bunch of weight and bought some tight jeans. I looked down and I was like, nah, it's fine. You can't see my D. Then I saw a photo with a very clear D print and never wore them again. I asked a friend I worked with why no one said anything. They all thought I knew. Yeah, I think it depends on the fabric and the style of the pants. Usually the ones that are more fitted, they tend to highlight certain areas more. Like if you have a bubble butt, it'll, you know. So I totally get what OP was saying. All right, well, that's it for this video. I gotta say, this was a win for OP, to be honest, because I don't know, I feel like it's more professional to wear scrubs or like joggers when you're working in an inpatient or an outpatient clinic, but that's just me. So let me know what you think in the comments down below and have a good one.